Vicki Butler-Henderson is a renowned motoring expert who's passionate about simplifying the car buying process. And she's on the line with us here just now. How are you today?
I am superb. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Good.
Now, what would you say are the biggest concerns motorists have over the whole process of buying a car?
Yeah, well, research by Zopa Bank has shown us that many of us find the buying car process intimidating, stressful. We're not quite sure how to check a car over. We're embarrassed to negotiate, and we don't really understand the buying terms such as APR when it comes to financing our car. So there are a whole host of issues.
So, what do each of these terms mean for people that don't understand them?
Cool. Well, half of us will need finance when we buy a car. So half of us can pay for a car outright. The other half, we need to look at finance companies such as Zopa Bank to help us buy our car. So there are three different ways of buying a car that are the most popular. So one is a straight car loan where you get the money into your bank and then you go and pay for the car. The other is hire purchase, HP. So this is where you pay a monthly fee and then you own the car at the end. And then there's also PCP, which is personal contract purchase, where you pay a smaller monthly amount. So potentially you could get a nicer car, but then you need to make a balloon payment at the end, which is a sort of a big payment at the end if you want to own the car, or you can put the car back into the system and get a new one and keep the whole process going. So there are the three main ways when it comes to financing your next car.
And for each one, does it depend on people's financial situation for which one is the best option, or is it different factors?
Absolutely. There are a variety of factors, but potentially you might just want to have a car, pay a small amount a monthly, and you're not that bothered about owning it at the end, in which case a PCP is for you. But if you do want to feel that you own the car at the end, then hire purchase or a car loan is the best option for you on that one.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people are concerned about buying a used car over concerns about maybe purchasing a faulty vehicle. So what steps can buyers take to ensure that the car they're actually buying is good enough?
Yeah, absolutely. That is another worry of all of us. Now, I particularly like a good full service history because even if it's an older car, if it's been well looked after, then that is a big plus in my book. When you go and see the car, if you're not sure and you want some reassurance, take somebody who is a car nut, who knows their stuff, take them with you, go for a test drive and make sure if you want to travel around with golf clubs or a certain child's pram or something like that suits your needs, take these objects with you into the car to make sure that they fit. So that's sort of the practical side of things. But also before that, make sure you've got your finances in order. So work out how much you can afford per month. Get your finance deal done and dusted. And then when you step into the dealership and start the exciting process of looking for your car, you know exactly how much you can afford per month. And you're sort of going in on better terms because you can then negotiate a bit for a better deal. And don't be afraid to say, what's the best deal you can do for me today? Let's negotiate.
Yes, because the worst they can say if you try and bring the price down is no. They're not going to shut you out and not let you buy it at all.
Exactly. We're so embarrassed as a nation to talk about money.
Yeah.
And if you are afraid, just practice saying out loud on your own, just saying, how much can you give me off today? Or what's the best deal you can do? If you practice these words out loud before you go into the dealership, then they won't be so alien when you're in there.
And a car probably after your house is maybe the most important purchase in your life, really, because it's something you're going to use frequently. You don't want to settle for something that's rubbish. So bringing that car nut is a good idea, because I think you'd often bring somebody along with you if you were looking at a house, for example.
Exactly. That's such a good point. When do you know of anyone who has bought a house on their own without taking anybody with them?
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Yeah, exactly. And it just gives you extra bit of confidence that somebody else has looked over the car for you. But also if you go to, if you sort your finance through Zopa Bank, they also check the car for you and check the dealer's trustworthiness. So there are other safety nets available to you as well.
Yes. Do you think that people are wasting money by not knowing the different finance options available and what they mean?
Yes, we know through Zopa research that you can save about £500 if you go with your finance in order, all sorted before you go into the dealership, so that it can also save you money. But it's a bit like going into a supermarket, isn't it? If you go in and buy things off the shelf sort of willy-nilly, and then you realise that you've overspent at the end. But if you go in with a budget, you know exactly what you can afford, then you fit the product to suit your purse.
Yes. Well, where are we able to go to find out more information and get help with all this? Because I guess this might still be people who need a little bit more help.
Yep, absolutely. Well, it is a one-stop shop to car ownership, and there's plenty of support and analysis that will help you work out what finance package is best for you. And if you go to zopa.com, then that will help alleviate a few questions, I'm sure.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great having you here.
Oh, thank you so much, Toby. Thank you.